Scoopla. Stars. Gossip. Hype.
Hi, my name's Benjamin Norris, and I'm here with a backstage look at the final week of Big Brother 2013. It has been the double trouble eviction that has left us with our final three, and I have the Scoopla on our latest evictees.
It's time to go Boog! It's time to go Drew!
Were you expecting going into the house that you would be as popular as you were?
No. I came in as a joke. I don't see myself as a personality. Never thought of it as a big thing.
There's an urban legend out there that an intruder can't win.
Yep.
So much so that in different countries they don't even put an intruder in.
Yep.
How do you feel being that you survived for so long and had such a strong fan base?
I mean, I feel great. Obviously, I still wish I was in there, but I thought I would be gone. No, I was told I was only going in there for 4 days. So the fact that I was in there for like 5 weeks, I'm really proud of myself.
Tully said to me when I interviewed her, she said from the moment she saw you, Taylor Swift's song came into her head and she said, I knew you were trouble.
Yeah.
Did you have a reaction to Tully like that?
My first reaction to Tully was when someone was like, oh, well, Tully's whinging again. She's hungry because she didn't have breakfast. And I was like, well, that's a bit stupid. Why didn't you eat breakfast? Of course you're hungry. But then, after Tully and I sat down, I knew instantly.
Is there any truth in the fact that you'd auditioned for the show the year before and gotten quite close?
Yeah, I auditioned last year and I got quite close. I got told about possibly going in as an intruder again. And then I auditioned again this year and just missed out. And then they put me in as an intruder. So I think they always had a plan of putting me in as an intruder.
You have a post-Big Brother story that's going to go on. Are you aware that the public are going to want to see where this romance goes?
I'm interested to find out, but I wouldn't expect that the public would be interested that far after.
Do you know what was interesting about you going in there is that, you know, there was this new thing this year where you had to go in there and compete against another intruder.
Yeah.
Did you have an instant dislike for Maddie, thinking that you had to compete against her?
I think me and Maddie, when we first went in, we didn't really treat each other as competition, which was good. We obviously didn't really like each other and were polar opposites, but it wasn't mean, or maybe towards the end it was, and I found out a few things now. But yeah, at the time, it didn't feel like it was a competition. It didn't.
When I say these words to you, what is your reaction? It's one word. Cheating.
Circumstantial.
Please explain.
I've forgotten her name.
Do you know what's funny is that this season, one of the most talked about things on the outside is please send someone in to challenge Tim.
Yeah.
Now, a pint-sized little girl from Melbourne brought it on. Like,
Yeah.
you brought it on. Like,
Yeah.
it was amazing to watch. Did you go in there expecting to to give him a go?
I thought going in, I'm gonna either love this guy or hate him. And do you know what? I really do love Tim. Like, we got along really well. But on the other hand, we didn't as well. We clashed massively. And, you know, he could dish it out, but he couldn't take it. And I don't think I was ever in Tim's game plan. You know, I don't think he thought someone that late in the game was going to come in and kind of make him shake in his boots kind of thing. And, yeah, we clashed a lot, but we also really got along on as well. So it was very love-hate for sure.
Talia?
Hates me.
So one of the housemates said that he tried it on in the spa with you and was like, how about a bit of this? And that you turned around and said, no thank you, I like a real man. Is that a true story?
Yes, it is. How did that get out? Yeah, no, I did. I did say that. And he cracked it once again. I mean, I feel like sometimes if he doesn't have it going his own way, he cracks it. But in saying that, like, we still had great banter. We still, you know, probably had a bit of a flirt as well, but that's all it was.
It doesn't really matter, I guess, for you, because it's like if you go into a club and you're single, you don't necessarily negotiate with a person if they're in a relationship. So I guess you're the person that's not really doing anything wrong. Is that the way you saw it?
No, I don't know. It didn't start like that. I didn't see Tully and I was like, I'm going to go for her. Like, we just started as friends because we used to talk about her relationship and my past relationships and like all the things that you wouldn't talk about if you're on like a first date or anything. Like, we covered all the ground that was taboo if you were interested in the person in that sort of way.
Are you in love with her?
Come on, just settle down.
You know, look, I'm sorry, but I would actually be shot by Australia if I didn't ask you that question without her in the room. But is it feelings of love?
Oh, I definitely, it wasn't a showman's, I don't think.
Do you know what's funny about Tully was that she was quite strongly hated while she was in the house, and you were quite strongly loved, but it kind of sort of balanced itself out in a way, but then she was still evicted. You know, were you aware that she may be a negative influence on you?
When she got evicted, I thought that I'd been a negative influence on her, that maybe together we were, like, it was boring. And so when she got evicted, I expected to go the next week.
Who was the hardest person to get along with in the show?
For me, I didn't really get along with Michaela or Maddie.
Yeah.
We were just completely different people, and they were probably the hardest to get along with. But they left pretty early in my when I was in there. So
You got rid of them.
I got rid of them. But Tim was really hard to deal with a lot of the time. You know, like I said, he could dish it out, but he couldn't take it. But yeah, I think Tim was hard to deal with at times. Yeah.
Were you playing the game in the house?
No, not at all. I was so far lost.
Who's going to win?
Okay. I obviously really wanted Drew to win because I was the closest with Drew in the house, but he's out with me now. I want Tahan to take it home. You know, she was my gal pal in there. We got along really well, and we were really different, but we just got along really well, which is good. I wasn't that close with Jade, and I think it would just be funny to see Tim lose, to be honest, and see T take it out. Yeah.
Is there anything that in particular that you felt like you learnt of yourself while you're in the show?
There was certainly defining moments. I think one of the ones was not being afraid, like, not necessarily make conflict, but don't be afraid if conflict comes to you. Like, own it. If you've said something and someone's like, well, he said that, just own it.
Big Brother's about honesty though, and I think people survive. It doesn't matter if you're a good person or a bad person. If your honesty is there, it means that the audience will gravitate towards you. You know, your honesty was something that came across, where then we look at Tim and Australia's still asking the question, is this an honest man or is this an act? What do you think?
It's not 50-50. He's very smart, and that's what I think made me gravitate to him. He's so savvy about the game.
You know, if he doesn't win, do you think you'll feel guilty?
No, because I was myself, and I would have regretted not being myself. So if I'm myself and I make Tim not win it, then that's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles. I just hope T takes it home. She's such a legend, and she's such a straight shooter, and she deserves it.
Where did you see Ed and Jade's relationship?
Coming out of the house, I think it'll fall apart. I don't know why. I think they're just from too different a world.
If you're a betting man, are you a betting man?
I can be at times.
If you had to put money on a relationship working out of this, Tully and Drew, Ed or Jade?
Oh. Right, just roll the dice. I'm gonna say Tully and Drew.
What's next for Boog coming out of the show?
I don't know. It's funny, the first time in my life where I don't really know what's next. I kind of need to sit down and have a bit of a think of what I'm going to do next, and I think it's kind of exciting.
Are you coming out of this experience looking to go somewhere? Where do you think you'll be coming out of this show?
Well, I mean, I left with a retail job, and I said I'd be gone for about 8 weeks, so it's about 14 now, so I don't know if I'm still there, but that's what I expected, yeah.
What would you say to all of the people that supported you through your time in the house, if you could have this moment to say thank you?
I'd just say thanks everyone for just supporting me and for the votes. I appreciate it so much. And, you know, thanks so much for keeping me in the house for as long as you did. Love you all.
3 questions.
Yep.
Who do you want to win?
Okay.
Who do you think should win?
Right.
And who's going to win?
Okay. I'd like to see Jadie. I'd love to see the ex.
wifey?
The wifey. Just get in there. Tim's going to win. Tim is going to win. He's going to get up over Tahan, I think, who should win.
Well, I thank you so much for your time. You're a fantastic housemate, an extraordinary intruder,
Thanks.
and I think you should be very proud of yourself.
Thanks, Ben. Thank you. Hug it out.
If you could say anything to the people from Scoopla who supported you through your time in the house, what would you have to say to them?
I'd say thank you to everyone that watched, everyone that voted, everyone that did a hashtag with my name in it. That's ridiculous. Thank you all, and I love you all.
For all the latest stars, gossip and hype, head to scoopla.com.
Scoopla. Stars, gossip, hype.